Hey guys, Arm&Gun here. We're going to do disassembly on the Fightlite MCR, specifically the belt fed upper portion of it. The lower is just an AR-15 mil-spec lower. That's the belt fed 5.56 rounds. This gun is super cool. I had it out yesterday, ran the first rounds through it, and 100% function, and it was out of mags, which again, this is known to be the saw killer, or quote unquote saw killer, because it's half the price, half the weight, which is definitely a solid bragging rights for Fightlite there. But anyways, I talked about this thing for 10 minutes in a different video. If you want to know more about it, go check that video out. If you want to see me shoot it, like I just said I did yesterday, check that video out. They'll all be uploaded at the same time. So let's take this thing apart. So a few tricks that aren't like a typical AR upper. The lower, just pop your pins out here. On here, this guy's a little tight, this rear one. Front one is pretty loose though. Anyways, there we go. So pop out your pins, take off your lower. Again, nothing rocket sciencey down there. The only difference is that the bolt catch and release, the catch paddle has been shaved off, and that's so that, as mentioned in my other video, it clears this shelf. The upper is just wider and has a shelf here to accommodate the feeding system. And that's just, you know, when you buy the upper, you'll get the little piece, I think, included. And that's the only thing preventing you from just out of the box throwing it on a mil-spec lower. Otherwise, any mil-spec lower will run this upper. You just need the proprietary bolt carrier group. Everything else is going on inside of here. So, top cover up. We've got the feed tray, all this kind of stuff, right, going on. I will just pop the bolt back a pinch, and then I will show you the quick change barrel system. Actually, I wonder if you can even have it. Nah, it probably needs to be disengaged. So this is your lever right here. Press that down. It's spring loaded, and it's gonna pop your barrel out, and apparently your rail scale on the bottom as well. Cheekily hiding the fact that this is a key mod handguard. The handguard pieces you can also swap out. You can get them in M-Lock, key mod, or otherwise known as Dick mod now, and Picatinny rail. So one thing that I had from a friend that had the key mod as well and did not like was this gun for some reason rattles things loose. He had a little bipod mount, rattled off. He was shooting this thing. I put 15 or 20 rounds of this yesterday, and I found my 6 o'clock rail scale on the ground. So they have since made, or someone has made, for the key mod specifically, a pick rail section that has literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lugs on it, so that it just locks in completely and doesn't shake loose, and apparently that fixes it. Anyways, this is a piston gun. This is your adjustability right here, and that impinges on this guy right here, which if you look inside this window here, this cutout, you can see that's what runs runs the gun. So here's your top cover. See, there's your feed paw system, feed tray, everything just slips up. You get full access to your carrier for administrative duties there, to check your chamber. Nice and easy to see, though my lighting system is not working very well here. I'm not getting a super great picture of that. Anyways, to get this thing out now, you just bring it to the rear. And you're gonna notice this spring-loaded, this is what runs this back and forth, which operates your feed paw system. This guy is spring-loaded and goes down. So just once you get to the back here, you're going to push down, and then till it clears this rear portion, then it's gonna pop right back up as soon as you clear it, like there. Now it's gonna get hung up on something else. And for this, you need to have your charging handle back all the way. That's going to allow another lug to become visible through the side here. And that's the lug that's actually, that's basically your gas key, or your part of your bolt carrier group that gets impinged on by the piston, and that just fits in a little recess in there. So this is the infamous Fightlite Aries Shrike bolt carrier group. So you can definitely notice some differences here. Again, it's that side impingement versus you're typically going to see that with the gas key up there, your key for your piston up there. As the piston gun, there's no gas rings on the bolt, so that just goes back and forth without any resistance. Here's your little cam roller system there, and much like a typical AR, isn't something to pop this pin out here. I'm kind of sorry that they didn't do a retained pin. Seems like guys are starting to, with high-end guns, starting to switch to a retained system. Especially this is designed to take over, you know, squad automatic weapons. So things like this little removable, easily lost cotter pin would, like in the field, would well be replaced by a self-retained system. Anyways, that holds this little guy in place. You simply pull that out. Now you've got access to your firing pin. Pop your firing pin out, and then that's gonna let you pull your cam pin out. Everything else, honestly, is exact same as an AR, so I'm not gonna bother taking it any lower than that, just for the sake of time today. And that's your system, guys. So we'll just quickly pop that back in. Doesn't matter really which way this goes. That just sits on there. I don't think it matters which way it goes. We'll see. Looks the same to me. I think I've done it already a couple times and it hasn't changed anything. You just make sure it captures the firing pin there. Pop your little cotter pin back in, and now when you're putting this sucker back together, the charging handle comes right out as well. It just interfaces in this groove here. Just there's a bit of a trick to it there though. There we go. Okay, so that's back in there. Now you're gonna again work this in and then rotate it 90 degrees down. Now that's gonna be maintained in there. You gotta make sure it's captured within the charging handle that functions it. Then you're gonna push this little pin back down so it clears this rear part of the receiver. That's in. Now you're good. Sometimes I found that I've encountered a bit of resistance partway through, and it's just, it gets slightly bound on something. I just, a little bit of resistor, a little bit of push, and it goes through. So that's it for that, guys. That's, you've got your upper reassembled. This just drops on. And honestly, guys, that's about it. Your barrel just clicks back in. All you got to make sure is that your bolt is back. You push down the bolt release mechanism, slide your bolt in, that gets locked in. Upper back and your lower, and you're good to go. So again, that's the very amazing Fightlite MCR rifle. Super cool rifle. Super excited about this thing. I think honestly, I've said this in my other video, I think this is one of the biggest developments for the AR-15 system platform, like in decades. And honestly, now this is probably one of the most badass guns you can own as a civilian. So that's why I have it. Wanted to bring it to you guys, and we're gonna cut her there. So thanks, guys. Peace out.